if this look looks familiar to you, then congrats, you're an avid subscriber. Yay! I'm filming 2 videos on the same day, so if you've seen my morning routine, then you know this. Anyway, today I'm doing another back to school, well now everyone's I guess already back to school, another school related video with some more tips and tricks of mine to help you this school year because girl, you know, it's my senior year, I've collected a lot of things through the years and I'm here just to help you all survive. So I have my aesthetically pleasing marble notebook which matches my marble shirt. I'm like really happy about it right now. But yeah, let's dive in and get started. Okay, so we all know that we are assigned books to read in English, whether it was your summer reading book or just books that you have to read throughout the class, and no one generally actually wants to read the books because they're boring or they're like in old English and no. So if you don't feel like reading the book and you head over to SparkNotes or Schmoop or one of those like summary websites, I'm going to tell you the right way and the best way to use them. So you cannot just go onto one site, say it's SparkNotes, read the summaries, and just think you're good. That is not right at all. What I suggest that you do is pull up at least 2 different tabs of 2 different websites on your computer. My favorite are SparkNotes and Schmoop to use together because using only one website is not going to give you enough information because it's from the point of view of only one person who wrote it. So when you read 2 websites and compare them to each other, you'll be able to find information that one has and the other one doesn't, and that could be some important information. My second tip when using the websites is you cannot just read the summaries. Like you cannot just read like the chapter 1 through 5 summaries. The most important part of reading those websites, if you don't feel like reading the book, is reading the analysis at the bottom of the page. Yeah, the summaries will tell you how the plot's going and what the characters are doing and whatever, but the analysis tells you how they're feeling, the motives behind their actions, the connections between the characters, and that's mostly what you're going to be tested on or quizzed on the book. So you need to read the summaries because they're the most, you need to read the analysis because they're the most important part. So like I said, I like using SparkNotes and Schmoop together because Schmoop is very detailed in the summaries and SparkNotes isn't, but SparkNotes has a really good analysis at the bottom. So even though it sounds like a lot of work, I like reading the summaries because when I'm reading books that are in like old English or like medieval times, it's like reading gibberish to me, like it actually makes me want to cry. So when I read it in the language of like our normal English language, where it's relatable, then it's so much easier for me to understand. So yeah, I hope that helps. My next favorite website / app to use is Google Translate. This is of course if you take a foreign language. I take Spanish, but there's also French, German, like Chinese, I don't know. Of course, you do not want to Google Translate every single thing you do because that's not the point of learning the language, and the teachers know when you Google Translate. Like if you just type a whole essay to Google Translate, like your teacher will know. But I'm suggesting that you download the app, and when you're given like an article to read, for example, I was given like a whole magazine in Spanish to read and I was like, boy, I don't, like, how do you expect me to read this whole article in Spanish? There's actually a little button on the Google Translate app where you can take a picture of something that's in the other language. So I was taking a picture of a paragraph in the article and it literally translates the entire thing for you. When I found this out, I was like, God bless, like, thank you. I suggest only using this when you're given like a really lengthy thing to read and it's going to take you too long to like try to decipher it yourself. But if you go in, translate the whole paragraph, and then read the paragraph again in the language, it'll make more sense and, make more sense and you'll be able to connect what the words mean and how the structure is set up. This is just like a side-by-side comparison to help you learn it. You don't just want to copy off it. Do you hear what I'm saying? The best tip I can give you. This is just like a general tip for no matter what grade you're in, especially high school, like this is the best tip. You need to find a group of people for every class that you're in and make a study group with them. This is literally how I passed every class and how I actually understood what was going on, because with every class we all gave each other our numbers, made a group chat, and then when we came home from that day, we would just be like, did you understand this? Or did you understand the homework problem number 20? Can someone explain this problem to me? And this way you get like different points of views and easy access to help without having to go to your teacher. And you can all help each other. It's an all circle studying. It's giant support group and you're like, come on guys, we gotta get through this year together. It's the best thing. Like, you need to find a study group for every class. So yes, and it's a really good tip to make friends. I made a lot of friends through that, so. You guys already know, if you watch my previous school videos, that I like to handwrite my notes. Not only can I make them pretty and personalize them to myself, but when you handwrite your own notes, it helps you memorize them better than just reading them. I forget what the scale is. It's like you memorize it like 7 times better if you write it out. I don't know. But it's true. When you write it out, it creates a muscle memory, so every word or phrase that you write, when you're writing it, you're memorizing it because you have to speak it as you write it in your head. Like, you know, am I making this confusing? So although it's a little bit more work, I guarantee to you that it'll be so much easier just to write it out once, and you'll probably memorize like 75% if you read the whole paper instead. And if you're not a visual learner or you don't like to write, then another good tip to help you memorize is to speak your notes out loud. So what you do is you take your note paper, you pull out your phone, pull out the voice recording or the voice memo, and just record yourself speaking your notes, and then once you're done, you go back and listen to yourself and read your notes as you hear yourself talking to them, and that's helpful for more of the auditory learning people. I can't learn that way. I need to see things and write it out. So if you don't like to see things and you like to hear things, that's a really good tip. Something that's so important, especially for all like the overachieving people or just the people that have a lot in their life, is to not overbook your schedule. You need to leave time to sufficiently do your homework. Like, you can't just like squeeze in an hour of homework. Like, no. Homework in high school is at least an hour to 2 hours, so you need to make sure you have enough time. You gotta make sure you have enough time for yourself to rest. Like, you don't want to be running and working and sports and all together, because then you're gonna wear yourself out. Like, you need to give yourself time to rest, to eat, to just like take a relaxing shower. You need to make sure you have sufficient time for your homework. So if you're playing like 3 sports and you're really struggling with homework, like, you might need to give up a sport. Or if you are just like taking too many like AP or honors classes and you feel stressed out all the time and you're just so overworked, then maybe you need to drop a class. Like, you need to give yourself time for yourself. I really love using Google Calendar, and also I love using like my physical paper planner, but Google Calendar is great because if I have just like an event pop up or a homework assignment due and I don't have my planner on me, then I can just whip out my phone, because I always have my phone, whip out my phone, put it in my Google Calendar, and all my events are there. This is the simplest thing ever, but lots of people don't do it. Ask your teacher for help if you need it. Do not be afraid of your teacher, unless some teachers you can be afraid of, that's okay. But like, generally teachers want to help you, and like, if you have a question and you're sitting there in class and you're like, I have no idea, and you even turn to your friend and you're like, do you know what's going on? And your friend is like, not at all. Then you need to just put your hand in the air, get over yourself, get over your fear, and just be like, teacher, I have no idea what you just said. The amount of times I've asked my teacher, I literally just say to my teachers, like, I have no idea what's going on. Like, can you explain this again, or can you help me? I just need to know. And if you have a fear of asking your teacher questions, or you go home and then you realize you have no idea what's going on, Google it. I know about 75% of my knowledge of how to do things in life from Google or YouTube. YouTube is really great too. YouTube has tons of like science explanation videos and math equations and stuff. Like, you just need to put a little bit of finesse in there yourself, go a little extra step, and then you know what's going on. It's not that hard. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe I almost forgot this tip. Okay. Like I already mentioned, Google is your best friend, but Google also has one of the best things that was ever invented, which is Google Drive. I would suggest make a Gmail account just for like all your school stuff, sign up for Google Drive, which is just your Gmail account, and then it gives you all these different programs like Google Docs, Google Slides, Google Sheets, and they're equivalent to like Microsoft Word, Microsoft PowerPoint, Microsoft Excel. Like, they're all the equivalent, but they're on Google and they're free. They're 100% free, and then you can store everything that you ever do through the Google programs into your Gmail, and then you can open your Gmail on any computer. Like, you don't need to get a flash drive, you don't need to have like a Microsoft account. It's the best thing that was ever invented, and even better is that you can invite people to work on the same project that you're doing. So if you're making a PowerPoint with a group, you can invite other people that have Gmail accounts and you can all work on the same PowerPoint at one time. Like, it is the coolest thing ever. If you've never heard of it, go try it out now. It's the best thing. If you have heard of it, I hope it's working for you because Google has just like saved my life in every situation ever. Alright, so that is it for my video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I really hope these tips helped you out. They've helped me and saved my butt so much during school. So yes, give this video a thumbs up if you did like it. Comment below if you knew any of these tips or you didn't know any of them and you were like, whoa, that's cool. Like, let me know how you feel about this video below, and otherwise, stay tuned till my next video.
This feels good right here.